So today people might be experiencing a little bit of deja vu because I'm wearing a very similar shirt to what I wore last week. Actually, I'm wearing the same shirt I wore last week. And we'll be reviewing the same shoe, but just in a different colorway. So let's get into it. The D-Rose Englewood 2.0. Bam, so we got that classic Adidas performance box right here, and inside it is housed my pair of the D-Rose Englewood 2s in this white and red colorway, which I honestly think is probably one of my favorite colorways for this shoe that is, easily wearable. I kind of talked about this last time, but the orange and blue Englewood 2.0s, while very dope, very hard to wear. Like, it's just a shoe that like I said, it either has to be the centerpiece of the outfit, or it has to be complemented very well. But this shoe, on the other hand, is kind of much more tame. You got your white upper here for the upper for the shoe. You have your midsole that has the white with black in it, and your outsole is red on there, and that is real simple. Like, there's not a lot of different pieces to this. The white, I feel like, as long as you keep it looking good, is really easy to kind of pair up with some stuff. The midsole, now, when these originally came out, was that midsole, more white than it is cream? I think so, but now it kind of gives that little kind of off-whitish look to it. The black is always the black. The red's been always red. Might have been a little bit more vibrant when I first got them, but hey, that's happens in the shoes like over, close to being like a 10-year-old shoe. And yeah. So Englewood 2s, when looking at the materials used in this shoe, one of the things that I do think is really awesome is that every single colorway, these 3 stripes on the back are 3M. So they do reflect, which is dope. You have, this pure motion set up for your midsole and outsole piece right here. So you have that multi-directional herringbone, which is cool. You have your Adidas My Coach Speed Cell slot as well too, so you could pop that in here if you wanted to. Your 3 stripes here on the heel, also still just that classic, D-Rose language that you see on the models and you see on, Adidas shoes in general now. And that's just like, it's just a little something nice, right? The toe box here, like I said, is very reminiscent of the Rose 4 toe box, and technically also the Rose 11s. You have a little piece of like lace jewelry that has a D-Rose logo there on it. And then on the tongue itself, you also have the D-Rose logo there too, which is also 3M, which is just another thing that I do like. We talked about the insoles inside the shoe. The insole in here, again, nothing to write home about. It's not as nice as what you get like in the other Rose shoes at the time, but it does have that same design pattern to it. And this did used to have a D-Rose logo on it, but it doesn't. So because of that, you ain't gonna get no close up with that. People have asked me, okay, what's the the foam base for this shoe? Well, it's an EVA foam, for the midsole. This upper is like a synthetic leather, and you could tell just kind of the way the pieces are layered. But I do really like this pattern that's to it. Like, I don't know exactly how that is kind of done, but it is very cool. And again, it gives me that like foam positive feeling and look when I look at it. Not actual feeling, but like feel from like an aesthetic standpoint, and again, like I said, these shoes are just really dope to wear casually. I just think they're very easy to rock, and I think they kind of are still bold though. They still have some cool design look to it that is kind of it's familiar but different, right? It's not something that like everyone's going to always notice and be like, man, that's like really crazy, like I dig those, but it is just different enough where you sit there and go like, man, I ain't gotta get behind that. And so I do think that's the case when it comes to the this colorway. And yeah, I have 3 colorways of the 2.0s. There is at least one other colorway that I do sometimes see often on eBay, which is a black and green one. I've never picked up that pair, even though I do kind of like it, but it's just like, I try to think to myself, what shoes am I gonna like, would I wear that with? Is that a shoe I would just have in my collection to have? Or would I actually rock that with some stuff, and it just kind of always depends. Or even, would it be a shoe I would just maybe try to hoop in? And that being the case, let's talk about hooping real quick. Again, I said this in the prior review that I did of the 2.0s last week, but I've never actually played a lot of basketball in a pair of Englewood 2.0s. The little bit of basketball I have played in them, they haven't been bad. It's a low top. It has a Adidas midsole. It's an EVA. It's meant to be that next generation pure motion from the time, so this traction pattern there is great. It grips in multi-directional. That's all fantastic. But we're talking about like lockdown and fit, like those things I don't fully really remember about, how they really feel. I will say that I did get these in a size 10. I am wearing them casually though. And again, because I didn't ever hoop in them at any like major length, I can't tell you if I would, prefer to go and wear these and a 9.5 to play basketball in, with them being a low top to kind of help with some containment issues or anything like that. But again, casually, a size 10 is great. I have a half size up, and I don't think it's horrible, but I haven't really worn them. So, you know, that's just kind of sometimes the case. But yeah, again, guys, let me know what you think of this colorway, the D Rose Englewood 2.0s, down in the comment section down below. You know, would you like to cop this pair over the blue and orange ones, or is the blue and orange ones part of the appeal because of it being the metallic, you know, look on it, along with that material for the upper? You know, just let me know. But until next time, guys, I'll see you around later. Have a great one, or I guess I should say until tomorrow. I'll see you. Peace. And technically also the Rose 11s robot, and also like the Rose 11s